from friends. If you niggas knew how often it is people get killed by people they know, you wouldn't put so much trust in friends, man. If you niggas knew how often it is people get killed by their friends or someone that they knew, you wouldn't put so much trust in friends. Y'all never heard that saying, you lucky if you get one true friend in life and you blessed if you get two? That's real. You gotta learn how to differentiate associates from friends. The only problem is we don't realize who our real friends are until we go through dark times. And then you realize you really don't have a lot. Never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Stay dangerous. If you niggas knew how often it is people get killed by people they know, you wouldn't put so much trust in friends, man. If you niggas knew how often it is people get killed by their friends or someone that they knew, you wouldn't put so much trust in friends. Y'all never heard that saying, you lucky if you get one true friend in life and you blessed if you get two? That's real. You gotta learn how to differentiate associates from friends. The only problem is we don't realize who our real friends are until we go through dark times. And then you realize you really don't have a lot. Never let your left hand know what your right hand doing. Stay dangerous.
Yo, I'd like to give more praises to Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai Kwakadaj, and I'd like to give double honors to the elders. And salutations to the elders that rule well, and to you, to the apostles, and to you brothers that labor in the truth, doing the work day and night, night and day diligently. To you sisters who's loving yourself. Loving Yahweh by Shem Yahweh Shai, loving yourself. Respecting yourself, loving your husband, respecting your husband, loving your children, taking care of the home, learning silence, and doing the right things in the eyes of the Lord and staying positive. So, this message from this Jake here, I'm just doing this over again because I had did a audio on this already, but it stopped, whatever, right? So, but the message that I want to say is that this brother here, man, this Jake, he's telling the truth. He's not lying. There's no lie being told here. So you want to know who your true friends are, sometimes you got to step back to see who they are. And sometimes the closest one to you get you lined up, get you out of here. A lot of people lost their life behind this type of foolishness, man. A lot of people couldn't see the truth, man. A lot of people so blinded thinking that this person really cared. They ain't really care for you, man. A lot of people get you murdered, man, because of jealousy and hatred, man. Look at the rapper Stack Bundles from Rep from Projects in Queens, man, and Rockaway Queens, man. Shout out to a lot of the people over there, because I got family from Rep from Projects, so I know how it can be over there in that part of side of Queens, man. Because that's like they Coney Island for them. How Coney Island for Brooklyn for us is on the deep end, on the far side. Rockaway Queens that's like Coney Island for them. It's real far, like by itself on a different peninsula. But it's still connected to Queens. It can still get you to Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? So, but the brother, right? The brother making a very, very important message here, man. He said sometimes you know who your closest friends are during the darkest of times, man. That happened to me, man. For example, when I was working at this job, man, not working now, when the COVID came and when the COVID let me go, when the job let me go because of the COVID, Slovakia, a lot of people I thought that was really cool with me, they never was really cool with me, because when I was down and out, and a lot of them didn't give me a call, a lot of them didn't give a fuck, a lot of them didn't talk to me, a lot of them didn't show that type of love to me, a lot of them didn't care, and I thought the ones that really cared didn't really care for me, and I'm starting to see who that was, man. I had some people that did call me during the time I was gone, and some people didn't know how to talk to me, so I understood that part. They didn't know what kind of words to have for me. All they had to do was keep living their life. You feel me? So so I understood that. You know what I'm saying? I understood that, and I wasn't too mad, but I already knew that at the end of the day, you know, you don't rock with me, I don't rock with you. You know, that's the bottom line. And especially if I'm reaching out to you and calling you and you ain't calling me, so you basically in your mind, you like, yo, fuck him. Well, fuck you too. You know, and I got this chip on my shoulder where motherfuckers doubt me and they don't believe. And I don't give a fuck about their doubts or you know, or they don't believe. I believe in me. You know what I mean? I believe because the Most High believe in me. And I put my trust and my faith in the Most High, man. I don't let no man trying to tell me or trying to deter my spirit or my faith from Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, Hamashiach Yahushua. That's not gonna happen, man. You know? So before I let some shit like that happen, I will be on your ass, man. You know what I'm saying? I'll get away from you too, man. If you trying to bring some kind of strife or attack towards my life, man, just know, be careful who you dealing with. Be careful, man, because you don't want to go there physically with me, man, because it gets real dangerous. You understand? You don't want to go there spiritually either, because all I gotta do is ask the Lord to ask the Lord to protect me, man. Hold on. Yeah, so I'm back, y'all. So basically, man, you know, you gotta watch yourself and be very careful, man. Be very careful of people, man. For instance, look at Saul in the Bible, man. Saul, he was jealous of David, man. You know, he was jealous of David because David killed more men than him. He, you know, the people loved David, you know, and they were showing a lot of love to David, man, because he had a little bit more shine. And Saul was getting a little jealous because he was like, damn, he said, people ain't acknowledge me no more. But if you would have embraced him and not saw him as an enemy or a rival, it could have grew to greater heights. But what you did, you trying to get rid of David, you know, and he just couldn't stand why that spirit was so heavy on him. He just wanted to get rid of him, man. Because sometimes people, you know, they don't like when you shining or outgrowing them. And they always say, oh, you change. People don't change. They change the situation and circumstances around them. Don't get me wrong. Maybe the thought pattern on how they felt, you know, is coming into showing who they really are. But if you couldn't knew that back then, why did you hang with them back then? So that's who they built all along. You know, but most of the time people, that's the same. If they're good, they, you know, and they will never let nothing change them. Why you looking at it like why they acting different? Why they not the same? Because people have to grow. People have to change. You can't be doing things that you once did. You have to grow and elevate. You have to get better. And you know, I made a mistake, man, in my life, man. You know, growing up, and I wish I just had more of a discipline, more of a better focus, and me chasing girls and playing ball and, you know, wanted to do all these things, man. Like, I really thought I was gonna make it to the league, man. You know, that I thought. You know, but people believed in me that I could have made it to the league. But because of my shortcomings of doing other stuff and, you know, trying to help my mother and, you know, but we all got our, you know, and my life story is not the worst thing in the world. It's not bad. You know, the people have worse than me, man. I'm talking about 10 times worse. I can't even complain. So when you got people out here that's laying the murder game down, you know, and you was like, yo, damn, man, my little man, he got unalived. My little man, you know, they did this to him and her. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people go through these things because they don't have spiritual discernment. They can't differentiate what is going on. Hold on, guys. They can't differentiate what's going on because it's very difficult, you know? It's very difficult. And when you don't have that spiritual understanding, you can't you can't determine or decipher, you know, who's good for the circle. You think everyone is good for the circle, and everyone cannot be a part of your life. We got to stop letting people have access to our lives, and everyone don't deserve that. You know, everyone don't deserve that, and that's okay to feel that way and be that way. As you grow and as you mature and as you become better in life, you limit access to your life, you know, because people that don't understand about growth and they don't understand about what it takes to succeed. They don't understand that. You feel what I'm saying? They don't understand that type of understanding. You know? They love to be stagnant. They love to be, you know, they love to be at the bottom. You feel me? And why do you want to go through those extreme measures? You feel me? Why do you want to go to those extreme measures? Why you want to go to those extreme measures to not care? I had a friend, like I said this before in my video, I had a friend that he was from my neighborhood. He passed away, man. His life was taken away. And we was in our teenage years, and he just didn't have no respect when it came to people and their boundaries. So I kind of not do a lot of stuff because it triggered him, and he used to get very upset. Well, I know two or three people that from my neighborhood that got clipped off the planet. But this particular person I'm talking about, you know, his building, he grew up in the same building as the singer Maxwell. You know, the R&B singer Maxwell. He's from my neighborhood, from East New York. You know what I'm saying? And I used to tell the brother, man, yo, you got to be careful, man, because you doing things, man, they don't like you, bro. And he said, I don't give a fuck. Nobody didn't really care for him too much in the neighborhood. Not saying some people didn't fuck with him. They just didn't care for him because he was a terror. He just couldn't keep his mouth shut. And he beefing and warring with them, man. You know, so one day, the nigga, Jake, early in the morning, when kids are going to summer school, whatever, Jake is blowing the shot. It's early in the morning. I'm outside, and I'm getting ready to go to my basketball game. Me and my comrades, we getting ready to go to our basketball game, and my teammates, we gathering up to go. So we was all gonna meet up at New Lots, or walk to Van Sicklen and catch the train. You feel me? Cause the last stop on a 3 train of East New York is New Lots. That's our last stop in my neighborhood. The whole East New York, doesn't matter. That's the whole East New York, right? We heard a shot blow off. Boom, 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 bah, bah. We running. But he's running even faster. Because he's getting out of the spot. Because I don't understand what these shooters, when they shoot and they so scared, they running. Why is you running? You blowing the shot. You should be more cautious and take your time to get out of there. Because you know that other niggas going to probably have a gun too. They going to shoot back. And the niggas just cowards, man, you know. But anyway, he shot up the spot. He running. He coming towards our way. We see him, but we getting the fuck out of there. But he's running so fast. He's there. And he looked at us like, yo, y'all niggas gotta take this. Now, ain't nobody taking nothing. Yo, y'all niggas take this. Niggas ain't taking nothing. You out here bugging the fuck out. You shooting at people over there and his children in the fucking school. You crazy? Man, fuck that. Man, I went upstairs, man. My mother said, who's shooting out there? I said, you know who that is? You know who be doing stupid shit like this? And she said, oh, I can't believe that 10 minutes later we heard her knock on the door. Like this. And I'm like, yo, who is it? Yo, it's so. My mother said, yo, let him in. Came in. She like, yo, why the fuck is you doing this shit? Oh, no. Nah, I don't like how you're going to get yourself hurt. I am tired of you doing shit in the neighborhood. My mother was like, she was really getting on him. And my father wasn't there. My father had a doctor's appointment. And my father was dealing with sickness at the time too. So, but it wasn't so bad at that time, at that point, but it got worse. But he wasn't there. And I'm looking at it like, yo, what's going on, man? I'm like, what's going on? I said, why you tripping? Jake like, nah, man, I gotta do what I gotta do. I gotta handle my business. Niggas gotta know I ain't playing. I said, all right, but guess what? Niggas ain't playing too. And once you did that, man, you violated, man. You ain't supposed to be bucking at people in your own neighborhood, bro. He left. My mother said, I'm gonna tell you this, son, sweetheart. If you don't stop, something gonna happen to you. Nah, I'm gonna be all right. Give my mother a hug. He dipped off. I want to say like a couple years later, he lost his life. Right? No, let me see. No, I was 16. He was 15. When I turned 18, he was 17, going on 18. I think his birthday was early, yes. It was a couple years later. They caught him because he teamed up with with a Dominican cat. They was getting money. The other guys came together, said we're going to get rid of this dude because he was teaming up with this other dude because they all enemies towards them. And they went down there and they killed him, man. They went down there and inside our building, there was no escape route. Because we have short stories and tall stories building. He's in a big building and he can't go nowhere. And they killed him. I don't know who did it. I don't know what was the main reason why they did it. This is what's going on. This was being told to me. You know, and people tell me, yo, Monel, man, you got to be careful with that nigga. Do. I say, yo, man, he's not my friend like that. I'm only dealing with him because we playing ball on the court. But sometimes I'm forewarning him. He didn't want to take heed. So sometimes people around you could give you a warning. Sometimes people around you don't care for you. You know what I mean? And he couldn't decipher. He had no spiritual discernment. The Lord wasn't dealing with him. You know, and now look, he wasn't going to be no good. So Jake lost his life. You know, Jake lost his life. He didn't have to lose his life. He lost his life for no fucking reason. So I say that to say this, man. You have to be very careful who you choosing, man. You know what I mean? Let's get a scripture, man, real quick. Let's go to the Apocrypha. Give me a second, guys. Let's see if we can find this right there in Apocrypha, man. Hold on, guys. This is the book of Sirach, chapter 6, verse 4. It says, "A wicked soul destroyed him that have it." So he had a wicked soul, so it destroyed him, and shall make him to be laughed to scorn of his enemies. So now his enemies took him out. Now they laugh and said, "Good for you, nigga. We clipped you out of here." So, but verse 5, it says, "Sweet language will multiply friends, and as fair speaking tongue will increase kind greetings." So if you come with a a kind greeting and you always good with people and you always well with people, people gonna take con to that. But that he didn't have that. Everything, yo, fuck that. Yo, fuck you, son. You know what I mean? I'm gonna air you out. You know what I mean? I'm gonna kill you, son. I'm gonna get that biscuit, B. I'm gonna embarrass you, nigga. And he did do it. But by him doing it, what it cost him his life. Verse 6, be in peace with many. Nevertheless have but one counsel of 1,000. So don't go to too many people with advice will get you confused. Have one counsel, have one person in mind that's have a great mind, that care for you, that love you daily, man. Go to that person that's gonna give you the best advice. When you go on these sickles, you go to these silly knucklehead niggas, they can't tell you shit. Because the blind lead the blind, you know what I'm saying, to a ditch, man. Then Yahweh told us that. Verse 7, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. So, say, before you can say, my man, you gotta say, yo, man, he just as worthy as I am. He's real just like how I'm real. So, I'm gonna take my consideration, towards him, man, because he care for me as I care for him, and he gonna tell me the truth whether it hurt. Verse 8, for some man is a friend for his own occasion. There you go. And will not abide in the day of thy trouble. So sometimes niggas don't even care what you really going through. They only care about what you got or what they can get from you. And that's the bottom line. That's the truth. And when time when your calamities come upon you, them niggas nowhere to be found. Verse 9, and there is a friend who will be in turn to enmity, turn to hate, and straight will discover thy reproach. And that's when they come to murder you. Like I was saying with Stack Bundles, he grew with my cousin them in Red Fern Projects in Far Rockaway. I didn't know the brother like that. He was a couple years older than me. You know what I'm saying? And very talented. He had a gift. He can rap with the best of them. And unfortunately, life was taking too short because the people you being around, the niggas that you have too many niggas that have access to your life. You can't do that. And then after 10 o'clock, the demons coming out to play. They ready, man. They ready. Demons are ready to do whatever anytime. But they more ready because that's when all the shit go down at night. So by him coming home from a club late, 3:30, 4:30, 5:30, now you go to this building and then you get killed. How you get killed for what? What did you do? Because niggas don't like you, man. Niggas envy you. Okay? It says, verse 10, again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. There you go. It said, again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of thy affliction. That's it. You don't got to like people who call you a friend. Because King David and Jonathan, which was Saul's son, they was good friends. You know what I'm saying? And you being a good friend, and now you looking at your father like, damn, man, you hating him, and you supposed to be grown. You know what I'm saying? You supposed to be grown more than us. Hold on, y'all. I gotta get my gloves. I don't wanna give me a second. I don't want to hurt my hand while I'm doing this. Yeah, so just remember, man, like a lot of these people don't give a fuck. A lot of people don't give a fuck about what you going through. People don't give a fuck what you going through. So I already knew when my job when my job let me go due to the COVID situation, they didn't, people that I thought that cared, they didn't really care. Because they didn't know what to say. And they don't have to say nothing. That's cool. But don't say something when I'm back in the mix, because you don't give a fuck about me. You don't call me. Don't check on me. So like I said, man, I know who's who. I know who checked on me. Just as I called them, they kept it real and called me. They ain't never treated me funny. So I respect those that respected me, man. All the other job talk that niggas was talking ain't me a goddamn thing. So now I'm back in the mix, man. You know, I do got a little chip on my shoulder because motherfuckers don't know what I've been through, man. I'm trying to make shit happen for me. I'm right there, man. I can feel it. You know, as Yahweh giving me the strength, man, to keep going. You know, I'm almost there. And I just hope if it's the will of the Lord, man, I hope I can help a brother out, a sister out, help a young brother out, man, to stay on the right course, man, right path, man. Because a lot of us don't get that today, man. You know, so I'm very grateful for the opportunity that I got, man, to make the best of it. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what this is, man. Watch your circle before they hurt you, man. You know, because you don't never know who's in it to win it. You know, that's what I'm going to say. Shalom.